So as with the last match, I uploaded the Himmelsdorf IS4 match. XVM is not displaying. What I can tell you is that basically my platoon was a lone outpost of colour in a sea of red, and the enemy team was a mix of competent and average players. They had a couple of reds, but not many. So it was looking pretty grim at the start of the game. This isn't a match where I play particularly well. It's more of a match where the enemy team fuck up so astoundingly that I just had to share it. You're going to see a lot of terrible decisions, mistakes and misplays from me, so nothing out of the ordinary, I guess. But in all seriousness, this game really shouldn't have happened. I should have died with one damaging shot. Instead, the enemy team let me farm like 2.5k damage on them. So immediately I head to the east, same place I usually take my mediums from north spawn. I much prefer south spawn because it allows you to run into that corner at E7, which is a better position. Unfortunately, if you run into the F7 corner from this side, it basically means all their TDs have to do is just pop over the edge and shoot you in the roof, which is not the thing you want. I do think that the map is fairly balanced. It's just that north has shittier positions for everything except TDs. So not a whole lot spotted in the middle other than those TDs, in the usual TD spot, and they're all on the other side of the hill. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, could make something of this. So I circle around for a minute sort of thinking about where to go, and then I decide I will cross up here and shoot at people, which turns out to be an absolutely terrible decision. Mostly because I stopped. If I kept going, I would have been fine. This is what not to do on this map. Do not stop crossing this gap. Get up to the other side, shoot from there. I'm getting absolutely shit upon by that E50M, who I can't see. He can certainly see me because the T69 is spotting me. And so I'm now one-shottable for basically everything on their team, because I'm an idiot and like to drive in front of unspotted tier 10s that I know are probably there. So I dive into cover and hide for a minute. Notice RM103 still hasn't connected to the game. So as if the bad team wasn't enough of a problem already, we're also down a tier 9 heavy. I see this IS7 looking to cross, and the fact that both Polka and the 416 have made it across without dying, and I think maybe these guys are distracted enough. So I roll out around the corner, looking for a shot. Let's take a blind shot. I don't think that hit. It's a very poorly timed, poorly aimed shot. And then with the IS7 pushing, I attempt to use it as a shield to screen my right side. Works. I get up to the top of the hill fine, there's nothing in the village, or so it seems. And I start looking for some positioning where I can put damage out from up here. So I know those TDs are still around the wrong side of the ridge line next to me on my left. So I know they can't hit me from where they are. And if they come around the corner, they'll most likely be spotted. So I feel fairly safe sitting up here taking shots at these guys, except for the fact there is a tier 10 Artie, which I apparently didn't notice. So another TD goes down, and there goes the tier 10 Artie, thankfully with a regular HE round, and just misses me, and calls bullshit. I would too. That was pretty shitty. That shot really should have killed me. If he'd been using gold HE, it would have. So I'm now down to 93 hit points. At this point, even HE from most of their tanks would kill me in one hit. But any of you who watch my videos on a regular basis know I'm not one to shy from a fight, even when I've got a stupidly low amount of hit points. And so I decide to go help our IS-7, who is terrible, deal with these guys. JT's not sure who to look at. So wait for him to turn side, and then boom. Now he's looking at me. So I hide behind a rock. Oh wait, these two are going to push the corner as well. Fuck. At this point I thought I was totally boned. All any of these guys had to do was come around the corner and fire their guns and hit me. Well, the T-32 picks the worst possible angle to shoot at and bounces. The T-95 completely scrubs his shot. The T-32 bounces again, I don't know how. And in that few brief moments there, I'm behind both tanks, finish off the 32, and now the T-95 cannot do a thing to me. So he decides to just go for the IS-7. Now, of course, the T-95 cannot outmaneuver a T-54, but the T-32 could have actually, aimed, and so too could the T-95. And I thought he was going to burn down for a second there, but it turns out he did actually have a manual fire extinguisher. So unfortunately our IS-7 gets killed because I wasn't... I didn't finish him off in time, but it doesn't matter, our IS-7 was not a huge help anyway. So at this point, I'm laughing it up pretty hard in TeamSpeak. I did not expect to get over 2.5k damage. I didn't expect to get more than about 300. And wouldn't you know it, the JT's looking the wrong way too. Unfortunately, he kicks his rear end out as I'm driving past, and with as little hit points as I had, 93 hit points, I'm not going to survive even a gentle love tap from that thing. 70 tons versus 35 tons, it's no contest. But he gets killed because when I hit him, it blocked his movement. So that's actually more than 2.5k, that's nearly 3k damage from 93 hit point T-54 because pubbies can't aim. It's pretty terrible on their part. I mean, I played an absolutely atrocious game, but the fact that I was actually allowed to do that by the enemy tanks I was engaging is just really quite something else. The worst manages to get himself 183'd, but this game is over. Poker waits for the 183 to be distracted by D416 and rolls in behind it, or rather in front of it, and clips it while its turret's turned. Now all that's left is the enemy arty. So I guess the moral of this story is actually aim. If you've got a T-54 up in your face, look, I know it can be scary, but seriously, just aim your shots. It's going to be a lot scarier if it gets behind you because you missed it, or because you bounced off the thickest part of its armor when you had clear shots at its underside. And here's something I just now noticed about the T-28. On the T-95 model, there's like hooks or mounting bolts all along the side where the angle plate meets the vertical plate, and that's to mount the second set of tracks and the armor that comes with it. That's actually missing from the T-28, which is interesting. I would have thought the mounting bolts would still be there, just not the plates. The more you know.